Good morning and welcome to Dobutsu-Kyoji, the Animal Liberation Temple. One moment as I check the live stream. One moment. I'm not sure if I'm live or not. I'm trying to figure that out right now. And the sun is coming down pretty hard, really hot. So sorry for the delay. It doesn't seem like I'm live. Sorry about that. Good morning and welcome to Dobutsu Kyoji, the Animal Liberation Temple. Sorry for the delay. I am checking the live streams. It looks like I was able to go live. It looks like I'm live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube this morning. So we're working with this new setup. So sorry about the delays. I'm still not seeing it on Facebook yet. It says I'm live. It says I had 3 people joined. That's great. Oh, there we go. Comment. Good morning, Neil. So good to see you here. Hopefully everything works. This is totally new. Yeah, hopefully we are live 3 different places. I will have to go back and check. But let us start services. Oh, there we go. Good morning, Tani. Good morning, Martin. So good to see you. Oh, it's so good to see Tinkerbell here. Yeah, I hope folks. Oh, that's my Jingda. Let me go check on him. Are you okay, Jingda? Sorry about that. Just gotta make sure Jingda's okay. Yeah, I hope folks liked the new camera setup. Let me know what you think. We were able to get a laptop donated to us with updated software here. So I've been trying to, like I've been telling folks, I would like to multi-stream to multiple places to kind of get the word out there a little bit more. So hopefully this works. There's probably going to be some bugs that I'm gonna have to look for afterwards and kind of work out. One of the things I think is going to be a problem is the heat. It's supposed to get to 100 degrees today here. Maybe my good friends in any other country but the US can tell us what that is in Celsius. I'm just drinking plain water. I reuse my containers here. And I do have my coffee this morning, but it is very hot. Let's go and start with the updates. Of course, we have Danielle, who's doing really well. I don't know where she is. Everybody's probably hiding from the heat right now because it's already really hot. I did get everybody fed this morning early so that they didn't have to be out in the heat while they ate. But Breve, Grave, Amanda, and Renee, we're all doing really good this morning. Jingda the dog, I just went and checked on. He's doing really well. Lucy's over here in the shade, just kind of heading out from the sun, kind of stretching on the ground, being real cute. The 3 goats, Rob, Matt, and Philip, are doing really well. Miyachi and the other 2 tortoises are out and about. They already ate their breakfast, doing really well. Priya and Harriet are in their eating areas where they're eating their breakfast. Ray is actually in the medical building because of the heat. I'm trying to keep him cool. And so he's eating in there right now. Jax, Oscar, and Jimmy, the other Cornishes, are doing really well. And one second, stay that. Sorry about that. Just, I got to make sure Jingda's doing okay. He's doing really well. He falls a lot, as we know, because he's a senior. Where are we at? Priya and Harriet, talked about them. Stan, Kyle, and Wendy, our 3 guinea fowl friends, are doing really well. Dora the hen, she got her fill this morning of breakfast, doing really well. Sabrina May the rooster is doing well. Ramo the rooster is also doing really good this morning. Then we got Brad, Hardwan, Mr. Black, Elton, and Ed the roosters, all doing really well. Glennis, Gwen, and Alice are still doing good. Melissa, Melinda, and Sunny are doing really well. I haven't seen them this morning yet. Let's go check on them. Magnus the rooster is doing good. Yamabushi and Hasu the rats are doing awesome. And then of course we have our Cornishes in the Cornwall corner over there. Poppy, Aster, Ivy, Azalea, Peony, Cynthia, Lotus, Edward, Magnolia, Hazel, Marigold, Camilla, Hydrangea, Holly, and Zinnia, all doing well. And then of course we have FP, Champagne, Appletini, Tulin, Sasha, Yo-Yo, Petey, Spreckle, Shambles, Beluga, Beth, Augusta, and Frankie are pigeons doing really well, and I still have not updated the pigeon list. We have 30 pigeons right now. That's only 15 of them. I don't know why. I thought I had put it over here. Oh, there's Ricky and Spencer. I probably forget about them all because I got to scroll over because it's not ending up in one sheet. I need to update that. It's very out of date. But that is the updates. Personally, I went to the doctors this last week. Finally got an appointment in to see them. Which basically just got me to the referral to see a dermatologist. They sent me for this whole panel of blood screening. I've already done that part of it. So now I'm just waiting for them to contact me to see a dermatologist. And hopefully get some answers here on what's going on with my skin. But makes days really hard. We're still looking for volunteers. We still haven't had anybody come by to help out over here. But that's okay. We're still working on that. We're still looking for donors to kind of help with the restroom. We did get a little bit farther because we were able to get some donations this last week. I bought some more wood to help build the platform out a little bit more sturdy for the actual bathtub that will get set down. And if I'm lucky, we should have just enough to buy the actual bathtub and shower fixtures. And then we'll have to raise more money to get it actually plumbed up and everything like that. But it's moving forward, which is really good. I really think part of what I need to do here is actually have a shower. I think that would actually help my skin condition a lot. It is super hot. Sorry, folks, that I'm sweating and the sun's coming right down on top of me. But yeah, very hot. I also came up with a new solution to do our sanctuary tours using some different software. So if that's a little glitchy at the end, it's because it's brand new and we're going to start trying to figure out how to make all this stuff work. But that's where we're at right now. 1 second while I check our... Oh, the other announcement is that I know that we have... It is stuck. Yeah, things are starting to overheat here. So unfortunately, because things are so hot, it's making my tablet overheat. So I'm unable to see comments just yet. So that's another issue I'm going to try to get fixed is being able to see our live comments. Let me try this. Yeah, things are starting to overheat. There we go. Good morning, Jackie and Yolanda. I think I said that already. Yeah. Yolanda asked if I was feeling better. I did cover my health issues that are still going on. Hopefully these comments update live. I'm not sure if they will or not. Yeah, so much happening in the sanctuary. A tarp would be really good. Yeah, there's actually is a tarp, but it's right here, and it works actually better in the summer. But you know, it's still hot even here in October, and it needs to be moved over this way, or get another tarp to cover more of this area, or actually build my temple, which is one of the things that's on my list of things to do. So those are the updates. Let us get started with today's prayers and mantras, as always dedicated to our dear animal friends. It's of great benefit if you bring your companion animals near, like Tinkerbell, like Neil does with Tinkerbell. That's super awesome that he does that. I see that we're live on Vegan Buddhism. That's really awesome. Thanks. Probably, I can see that was Neil who did that for us. Really appreciate that. Too bad I can't click on it. Oh, good morning. This is a new person, Yolanti Pratwi. I'm very sorry if I mispronounced your name, but good morning. So good to see new folks out there. Hopefully there's new folks out on YouTube and Instagram as well. If you're live on Instagram, I think it's like the vertical version and it's condensed a little bit. My hope is that if you see us live on Instagram, you'll come over to Facebook and check out a larger screen, or go over to YouTube, and that should also be working. Hopefully, we'll see. Good morning, Eva Rosa. Again, I'm very sorry about mispronouncing names, but good morning, Eva. So good to see you. I really appreciate all the folks tuning in live. Well, let us start with the recitation of the Heart Sutra found on page 4, prayer book. Maka hanya haramita shinyo kanji zai bosatsu gyojin hanya haramita jiso kengo onkai kudo isai kuyaku shari shiki fuku kufu shiki shiki zokuze kuku zokuze shiki ju sogyo chiki yaku bunyo ze 力はこの功徳をもってやまねく一切に及ぼし、我ら土地だ富な友の仏道、Animal Liberation の上善ことを、慈悲三世、佛子孙菩萨，佛子孙菩萨，摩诃萨，摩诃佛伽，哈罗蜜。Good morning, Wendy. I see some new folks tuning in. So happy to see so many new people tuning in live this morning. We'll continue with the recitation of the refuge prayer in Tibetan and then in English. Sangye chodan tsuki chanam la janju paduk teti gipsu taki jinso gipe sanam ki drola penjer sangye jupar sho. The Buddha, Dharma, and excellent assembly of the Sangha. Until I attain enlightenment, these I take refuge. By my practice of the six perfections, may all sentient beings attain the state of Buddhahood. And we now recite the four great Bodhisattva vows, Shigi Seigan. Shuojo Muhen Segando. Bono Mujien Segandan. Homon Murio Segangak. Otsudo Mujo Seganjo. However numerous sentient beings, I vow to enlighten them all. However inexhaustible my delusions, I vow to extinguish them all. However immeasurable the dharmas, I vow to master them all. However endless the enlightened way, I vow to follow it fully. One moment while I check on Jingda real quick. You okay, buddy? Sorry about that, he just gets stuck. We now recite the 6 vows to our dear animal friends, page 10 of the Animal Liberation Temple Prayer Book. However numerous my dear animal friends, I vow to liberate them all. However diverse the methods of animal liberation, I vow to support them all. However unheard their voices, I vow to speak out for them all. However painful and inexhaustible the methods of suffering, I vow to bear witness to them all. However infinite the cages and tanks, I vow to empty them all. However difficult animal liberation, I vow to achieve it completely. And we now recite the Vajrasattva Purification Mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Nupalaya Vajrasattva Te Nopati Sete Me Baba Sito Sho Me Baba Supo Sho Me Baba Anurato Me Baba Sava Sito Me Priyata Sava Karma Sito Me Chitim Shri Yam Kuru Hom Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sava Tata Kata Vajrama Me Mucha Vajri Baba Mahasamamya Safaha. 1 second. Yolanda asked a question about just curious, is rent expensive in the area where you live or sanctuary located? Yes. uh, we're located in Martinez, which is the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. Rent here is very expensive, probably one of the more expensive places in the country. Next to like New York is probably a little bit more, but the San Francisco Bay Area is very expensive to rent here, unfortunately. However, we live off grid on a piece of land, so it's a lot more possible here. Just need a plane, yeah. Uh, it would be nice if more folks were closer here to help out, but that's just where we're at. So, for a couple months. Yeah, I mean, you might be able to find like an Airbnb or something like that. Help out for a little bit. That'd be super awesome. Look forward to anybody who might be able to do that. Um, I have been getting more requests for our prayer book, and I am quickly realizing that um, it takes a long time for it to ship here and then ship back out. So I'm still going to give that option for folks who want to do that, but I think I'm going to lower the price on Amazon so that it's just more readily available for folks. Already, I think the paperback version is like $29.99. I might lower that and then lower the price of the hardback book as well. Um, Folks can let me know what they think about that. It'll still be available if you wanted me to sign it or whatever like that. I can still do that. It just takes a lot longer. But that's an option for folks who are interested. But what I wanted to talk about today was actually one of our ending practices that we have here on page 16 of the prayer book, which is the dedication of merit. And the dedication of merit is a very important Buddhist practice. In fact, every time that we do any sort of like formal practice, we want to end with the dedication of merit. But also, dedication of merit is something that we can be practicing all the time. And so, to break this down, let's talk about what is merit versus demerit. And in actuality, both can be dedicated. And so next week, I want to talk about dedicating demerit, which is a very interesting topic. But today, for us to understand that, let's understand better how to dedicate merit. So merit is the idea in karma where anything that we do that is of benefit to ourselves or others is creates positive conditions, creates positive karma. So saying the prayers or the mantras, meditation, all these things accumulate good karma. If we, see a houseless person or someone experiencing houselessness, and we give them $5, this accumulates positive karma. If we help out an animal, if we, help an old lady across the street, these are like really simple ones. There's a lot of things that we can do that are positive things in this world that can generate positive karma. And in the Buddhist practice, especially after doing mantras or prayer practices, we want to dedicate all that merit that we have gained. Basically, anything that positive karma that I may be getting that may result in positive circumstances for myself, I'm actually just going to give it all away. Just going to dedicate it to everyone else. I don't need it. I'm in a good place. Let's just dedicate all that merit to everyone else. And so this is why it's important to do this practice, is that especially when we sit here and watch this live stream and participate in these practices, we accumulate good merit. And even hearing the prayers, even if we're not saying them, we accumulate positive karma. And with that positive karma, the Buddhist practice is to just give it away, especially the Bodhisattva practice, is to give away that merit. So when we talk about the dedication of merit to our dear animal friends, at the end of our practices, it reads, throughout our many lives and until this moment, whatever virtue we have accomplished, including this aspiration for peace, and all that we have ever attained, this we offer for the benefit of all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends. So that's just the statement that we give. Everything that we've, any sort of merit that I've accumulated, actually, all of the past merit, not only this lifetime, but past lifetimes, or anything that I might have accumulated, I want to just give it all away. And I want to give it all away for the benefit of all sentient beings. And this is important that when we dedicate our merit, we don't necessarily, our first intention is to dedicate it to all sentient beings. And then maybe secondarily, we might say that, secondarily or like especially our dear animal friends, especially for this temple, we are non-human animal focused. But this also can be done for, my grandmother is not feeling so well and I want her to feel better. So I dedicate all of my merit to all sentient beings, especially my grandmother who isn't feeling well. And so this is a good practice to do that. Any sort of, merit that we've gathered, we give it away. So like if you're practicing the medicine Buddha mantra, Om Bhagate Bhagate Maha Bhagate Raja Samagate Soha. So this medicine Buddha mantra, we may do 108 recitations, gain the positive merit of reciting this mantra, and then we just give it away. And we give it away first to all sentient beings, and then maybe secondarily to someone who might be experiencing sickness at the time. And then, the dedication merit goes on to read, may suffering, exploitation, and unnecessary death be decreased for every being. Really self-explanatory, that, we want suffering, exploitation, unnecessary death to be decreased for every being, while wisdom, bliss, and compassion increase. So it's important that, we are very intentional about our dedication, what we want our dedication to go to. Because that's not necessarily do we want, I want to dedicate this to all sentient beings and my neighbor. And this is a really good thought. But ideally, I don't want my neighbor to just win the lottery. That would be great, and I support that idea. But especially what I want them to do is not experience suffering. I don't want them to experience exploitation. I don't want them to unnecessarily experience death. So that's very intentional. Winning the lottery would be great, but I'm very specific about what I really want for them. And then, so those are the things that I want to be decreased in their life. And then what I want to increase in their life are things like wisdom, bliss, and compassion. These are the things I want to increase in their life. And then that follows up by, may we clearly and instantly perceive the plight of our dear animal friends. And this one is specific for our dear animal friends. We can modify this to, be specific to our situation. But in this, the dedication to our dear animal friends, we're asking that we can clearly perceive the plight of our dear animal friends. And this is something that is, sometimes we're not always aware of all of the exploitation, suffering, and unnecessary death that happens to our dear animal friends. So we want to clearly and instantly perceive those with the urgency and seriousness they deserve. And then we move on to the next part of the prayer, which is, and our every action leads up to complete liberation. So again, we're asking that we are able to take good action that leads them to complete liberation. And sometimes we don't know what that will be, and that's kind of the sense of this prayer, is to like kind of get our mind into that mindset of like, I do want my actions to lead them to complete liberation. And even the aspiration of this is really good. May we quickly attain enlightenment, and it'll work ceaselessly for the liberation of all sentient beings. And we kind of just end this dedication of merit. May we, quickly attain enlightenment. So not only ourselves, but all sentient beings, we want to quickly attain enlightenment or freedom from suffering, in order so that we can. So we want enlightenment, and this is conditional, that I'm asking for enlightenment in order to work ceaselessly for the liberation of all sentient beings. Not just reaching enlightenment for the freedom of my own suffering, or reach enlightenment so that I can know everything. But there's a purpose to wanting to reach enlightenment. There's a purpose to wanting to be free of suffering, and that is in order so that we can work ceaselessly for liberation of all sentient beings. Now, that's my talk on the dedication of merit. And next week, I'm going to talk about the dedication of demerit, and it's a practice that isn't always talked about. But hopefully, folks understand what this little prayer here towards the end of our services that we do, what that means. And if you have questions about that, I would love to hear them and see if I can help. Let me read some of these comments on Facebook. I still haven't been able to figure out how to read all the comments together. Working on that software, but we'll get there. Paperback version on Amazon. I think that's really cool that your friend was able to order a paperback version on Amazon in the UK, and so we might make that a little bit easier. People are most selfish people, although they talk and give to charities, but it is done for tax purposes. Yeah, that's true. Like, there's that whole, we give to folks and without expectation of something in return. And sometimes giving so that we can get the tax deduction isn't great. And especially when we talk about the ultra rich, because then they might give to these larger organizations that probably don't need as much and ignore the smaller organizations like my own, even though we are a tax deductible 501c3. We often get overlooked because of that. But I would say that, yeah, it's not as good to give for tax deduction reasoning, but giving in any way is beneficial and is good on its own merit. So I won't say that it's a horrible thing. The ultra rich people giving to charities, good. Keep doing that, please, because I think those charities need them. It would be more beneficial if they can give that selflessly without expecting something in return, such as a tax deduction. And maybe the tax deduction is just should be maybe the secondary reason, the third reason, or the fourth reason, and not necessarily the only reason that you're giving to charity. Yeah, I'm really happy that Neil does this. Neil meets monthly with a small Buddhist group, and at the end of their session, they do the animal liberation prayer and the dedication of merit. And I think this is really wonderful, and I think that more folks out there, especially if you're not local and aren't able to attend services, which nobody is able to attend services, so everybody out there should be getting involved in some sort of community effort and community gatherings. And if you can end those with the dedication of merit and the animal liberation prayer, I think that would be of great benefit to our dear animal friends and to anybody else who is able to hear those prayers. I think it's a great benefit, and I don't think that you need to be Buddhist to do this. I think that it can be applied to any beings, to secular folks, to religious folks. These prayers and dedication of merit have to be Buddhist. However, I do talk about it from a Buddhist lens because that is what I know. All right, so before all of my equipment overheats here, we're going to conclude with the recitation like we just talked about, the animal liberation prayer, the dedication of merit, and then we'll try the software where we're able to go on a quick tour, because of course my new camera is plugged directly into the laptop. So I don't know if we'll have to try to see if I can get this mobile camera to work, or my cell phone to work on this. Excuse me, so hot. So we'll recite the animal liberation prayer found on page 12, 13, and 14 of the prayer book. May all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends who are subject to unbearable pain in labs throughout the world, be free of all suffering. May alternatives to animal experimentation, vivisection, and dissection be implemented immediately. May bodhicitta, the quality of compassion that leads to enlightenment, fill the hearts of those who imprison them. May all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends who suffer endless days, months, and years, locked in tiny cages unable to move, be filled with peace and calm. May all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends who are forcibly taken from their families, be reunited, and may all families be able to stay together. May the hearts of those who work in slaughterhouses, factory farms, and all industries that exploit our dear animal friends be filled with bodhicitta, so the very thought of harm is purified. May they never kill again, and may the slaughterhouse lines, factory farms, and all industries that exploit our dear animal friends become immediately empty. May no animal be afraid or depressed. May their bodies be free of injuries, disease, and illness. May the mutilation of their bodies be forever ceased. May those who need homes or have been driven from them find shelter, plentiful food, and water. May there be liberation for those tortured for fur, entertainment, or who are hunted. May those who believe that they are superior to our brother and sister animals develop perfect equanimity, and may they realize in their hearts that all sentient beings possess Buddha nature to potential be completely free of suffering, and that they are not ours to kill or exploit. May the billions of land and sea-dwelling sentient beings who are abused, exploited, and killed due to greed, hatred, and ignorance be free of all suffering. May all the nets, hooks, blades, projectiles, traps, snares, cages, pens, tanks, lethal restraints, saddles, reins, prods, bait, poison, and all instruments used to harm, exploit, and dominate our dear animal friends be forever abolished. May all human and non-human sentient beings live together in harmony, peace, equanimity, and achieve perfect enlightenment quickly. May we all experience happiness, safety, freedom, and animal liberation in this very lifetime. And we now recite the dedication of merit to our dear animal friends. Throughout our many lives and until this moment, whatever virtue we have accomplished, including this aspiration for peace, and all that we will ever attain, this we offer for the benefit of all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends. May suffering, exploitation, and unnecessary death be decreased for every being, while wisdom, bliss, and compassion increase in this and every future life. May we clearly and instantly perceive the plight of our dear animal friends with the urgency and seriousness they deserve, and our every action leads them to complete liberation. May we quickly attain enlightenment and work ceaselessly for liberation of all sentient beings. Alright, one moment while I see if I can get my... Okay, that's still broadcasting. Seems to be working. Might be a little choppy, but we'll do our best. I also don't know, it's supposed to follow me with this microphone. Hi, Lucy. Here's my camera set up. I don't know if you can see, there's the wild turkeys out there. So, I don't know how well this will work, and I don't know if you have volume right now. If you don't, at least enjoy our resident here. Sunny and silent. Thank you everyone for joining us here at the Animal Liberation Temple, Dobutsu Kyoji, where we are at the service of the spiritual and physical liberation of our dear animal friends. Remember, if you have the ability to donate, that would be really helpful, and we can get our bathroom going and finished and be able to, take care of everything that needs to be taken care of here. I'm going to check all the live streams to make sure that they worked. We should have been live streaming to Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So I'll have to go back and check and see if those worked. I really appreciate everybody tuning in live. If you are live on any of those other platforms, thank you for tuning in. Please, like and subscribe and do all those things. On Facebook, you can like our Facebook page. That would be really helpful. If you're on Instagram, I don't know what you do there, but like and follow us there. Definitely follow us on YouTube, because that really, we have very few followers or subscribers on YouTube, and I think we need to get that going. Granted, I just started that yesterday, so it's kind of all new. But thank you everybody for tuning in live. And for those who watch us throughout the week, I really appreciate it. I'll see everybody next week. Please, if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, or suggestions on how we can make this live stream better, please, reach out to me through any of the messenger apps on any of these platforms, or just email us at animalliberationtemple@gmail.com. But thank you everybody for tuning in, and hope to hear from everybody shortly. Thank you.